Madam Clerk?
Yes, Mayor. Board of Commissioners public meeting Tuesday, July 5th, 2016. The time is now 7:30. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. Notice of this meeting was published in the December 24, 2015 issues of the Nutley Sun, the Star Ledger, and the Herald News. A copy of this notice has been posted on the Nutley Town Hall Bulletin Board, and a copy is on file in the Municipal Clerk's office. Commissioner Rogers.
Here.
Commissioner Tucci is absent excused. Commissioner Evans.
Here.
Commissioner Petracco is absent excused. Mayor Scarpelli.
Here.
Everyone present this evening except for Commissioner Tucci and Commissioner Petracco. They're absent excused this evening.
Madam Clerk, do you have minutes?
Thank you. Yes, we have Board of Commissioners meeting minutes for June 8th, 2016. I need a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli.
Aye.
And that's it for minutes, Mayor.
Bills?
Bill list for Tuesday, July 5th, 2016. Public Affairs, $52,464.42. Revenue and Finance, $2,285,049.60. Public Safety, $143,658.73. Public Works, $299,829.08. Parks and Public Property, $679,769.86. Total payroll is $800,240.03 for a grand total of $4,261,011.72. I need a motion.
Move the bills.
I need a second.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
And that's it for bills, Mayor.
Public comment on agenda items only. Madam Clerk?
Yes, Mayor. All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the Board, each person shall limit their address to 3 minutes. All remarks to the Board and its individual members must be addressed to the Mayor. The Mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the Board. Dialogue between citizens and others addressing the Board shall be allowed unless the Mayor or presiding officer or the majority of the membership of the Board shall determine that the interests of decorum and or the expeditious conduct of municipal business are being adversely affected by such dialogue.
Would anybody like to be heard on agenda items only? Any Board of Commissioner announcements?
None here, Mayor. Thank you.
I would just like to thank the Board of Commissioners and their respective departments for all their help in helping us pull off the 4th of July fireworks celebration last night. We had a little bit of rain, but it certainly didn't dampen the spirits of anybody, and we were able to get the fireworks off, and everybody had a great time. So thank you all for your help. Public hearings. Evans, will you be Commissioner Petracco's public hearings?
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance number 338. This ordinance is to establish time limit parking on King Street on the south side, about 175 feet east of Union Avenue, for 25 feet from 7 a.m. To 6:30 p.m.
So we open the public hearing?
Yes, we do.
Second.
Need a second. Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Would anybody like to be heard on this ordinance? Ordinance number 3338.
Move to close.
Need a second.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
The ordinance.
I need a second, please.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
3339. This is for a handicapped parking spot on Milton Avenue.
Open the public hearing. Anybody like to be heard on 3339? Seeing none?
Move to close.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
The ordinance.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
And an ordinance 3340. This is recognizing a receipt of grant monies of $245,000 to continue road improvements on Harrison Street, known as Section 2.
Open the public hearing. Anybody like to be heard on ordinance number 3340? Seeing none?
Move to close.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Thank you, Mayor.
Resolutions. Commissioner Evans.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one this evening. Be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Nutley and County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the Treasurer be and she is hereby authorized to refund overpayment of property taxes for Block 5701, Lot 63 for $2,632.90. Block 4401-6 for $21,454.52 for 2014, $10,387.33 for 2013, $21,729.75 for 2015, and for 9602 Lot 9, $3,814.21 for 14, and $3,863.14 for 2015, for a grand total of $63,881.85. All of these arising from successful tax court judgments. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
Mayor.
Whereas the Morris County Co-op awarded a bid for road resurfacing contract number 6, Cat A hot mix asphalt, Cat B bituminous concrete in place, Cat C milling of bituminous concrete in place, and Cat 1 resurfacing preparations to Tilcon, New York, 625 Mount Hope Road, Wharton, New Jersey, for the period of January 1st, 2015 to December 31st, 2015. Whereas the Township of Nutley, as a member of the Morris County Co-op, entered into a contract with Tilcon, New York, for the amount of $108,062.50, and whereas the original contract amount is being decreased in the amount of $28,930.13 to be credited to ordinance number 3324 for a total contract price of $79,132.37. Whereas change order number 1 has been authorized for a decrease in the amount of $28,930.13. And now therefore be resolved by the Board of Commissioners, Township of Nutley, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, that the change order number 1 is attached is a change from the contract previously made by the Township of Nutley with the Morris County Co-op for the project known as resurfacing of East Center Street, and is authorized and approved. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. Whereas an application has been filed for the transfer of person-to-person plenary retail consumption license from number 071633017009 Park Place Pizza, trading as Terrazzo Ristorante, pocket license to F&S Maintenance LLC, pocket license, and whereas the submitted application form is complete in all respects, the transfer fees have been paid, and the license has been properly renewed for the current license term. Whereas the applicant is qualified to be licensed according to all standards established by Title 33 of the New Jersey statutes, as well as applicable ordinances and conditions consistent with Title 33. Whereas the applicant has disclosed and the issuing authority has reviewed the source of all funds used in the purchase of the license and the license business and all additional financing obtained in connection with the license business. Now therefore be resolved that the Township of Nutley Board of Commissioners hereby approve the transfer of the aforesaid person-to-person plenary retail consumption license from number 071633017009 Park Place Pizza, trading as Terrazzo Ristorante, pocket license to F&S Maintenance LLC as a person-to-person pocket license, and therefore be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners does hereby direct the municipal clerk to endorse the license certificate to the new ownership as follows. This license, subject to all terms and conditions, is hereby transferred to F&S Maintenance LLC effective July 5th, 2016. I move the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans?
Aye.
Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye. That concludes the business portion of our meeting. Would anybody from the public, Madam Clerk, read the notice first?
Yes, Mayor. All persons addressing the Board of Commissioners regarding community concerns should approach the microphone and provide their name and address for the record. Unless further time is granted by the Board, each person shall limit their address to 5 minutes. All remarks to the Board and its individual members must be addressed to the Mayor. The Mayor may defer citizens' comments to the appropriate member of the Board. Dialogue between citizens and others addressing the Board shall be allowed unless the Mayor or presiding officer or the majority of the membership of the Board shall determine that the interests of decorum and/or the expeditious conduct of municipal business are adversely affected by such dialogue.
Anybody from the public like to address the Board of Commissioners this evening? State your name.
My name is Doug Roussillon. I'm at 11 Hillside Road in Ringwood, New Jersey, not Nutley. First off, Mayor, I want to thank you for answering my email earlier this morning. For those of you in this room who may not know, the town of Nutley receives their water from the Wanacue Reservoir, which is located in my beautiful hometown, Ringwood, New Jersey. The townspeople of Ringwood, along with myself, believe that it's very important that you must also know that there's a very large Superfund site that contains thousands of toxic paint sludge that was dumped by Ford Motor Company back in the 1960s. It's located less than 2 miles upstream from that reservoir, which is your water source. This site is the first and still the only site in history of the EPA's Superfund program to be listed, delisted, and then relisted. And also, when a Superfund site of this quantity of size is this large, they break it up into 3 operable units. And the one that is being tackled right now by our town council is the O'Connor landfill, one of the operable units of the Superfund site. Since it was relisted, the various areas of the site have been tested for contaminants such as lead, arsenic, benzene, PCBs, and among others, and this testing has consistently shown levels that all these contaminants exceed the EPA's acceptable limits for these contaminants. Most recently, in the beginning of 2016, 1,4-dioxane was found in low levels in the groundwater near the Superfund site, groundwater that has the potential to possibly leak into the reservoir and into your drinking water. Through the Superfund site runs a stream called Sally's Pond that flows directly into the Wanacue Reservoir. While the EPA said that fully removing the contaminated soil was the best option to ensure the safety of the site, our borough officials asked them to consider allowing the toxic sludge to be capped in place so that they can build a recycling center on top of it. Because the EPA has to consider the landowner's desired future use of the land, they have in fact approved the town's proposal. This means that almost 107,000 tons of toxic paint sludge, more than 4 times the amount of waste at Love Canal, will remain just upstream from the reservoir. The EPA says that this is okay because they do not expect the contamination to travel, but they were also the same agency that said the first cleanup of our Superfund site was done effectively and removed all of the contamination. It's the same agency who also said that the air at Ground Zero was safe to breathe and that the contamination at another site that was capped off near us in Pompton Lakes would not travel, and most recently we found out that the contamination did travel. We believe that capping the toxic waste where it is poses an unacceptable risk to the health and well-being not only to us in Ringwood, but to the millions of New Jerseyans who receive their water from the Wanacue Reservoir. It should also be noted that the grand majority of Ringwood does not receive their water from the reservoir. Though the community has come together to voice our concerns after decades of misinformation, and our elected officials have therefore decided to hold off on the next step in the permitting process, we believe that they also need to hear the concerns of other towns. We believe that many towns have not spoken up because the townspeople, the councils, and commissioners may not know. And so I'm here today to inform you guys and just let you guys know, because for years there was a ton of us in Ringwood who did not know. And we believe that regardless of what all these federal agencies may be saying, it's important that the townspeople of Nutley and whoever else receives their water from the Wanacue Reservoir knows the information. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Ruscioni. If you have any information, you can forward to our clerk so she can distribute it to the rest of the commissioners. We'd appreciate that.
You got it. I'll forward you some stuff tomorrow morning, but in the meantime, I have just a couple.
Can you make copies of those and have them?
Like I said, I'll forward some of that information over tomorrow morning. Thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Mayor, I do have a question.
Sure.
Excuse me. You mentioned that you said majority of Ringwood does not get its water. Where do you get your water from?
we have municipal wells. And I do believe that our municipal wells get regenerated through the reservoir, although I have to double check the documents on that. But I do know personally, I have the Valley Road Municipal Well, which is kind of up the street from me, and they did detect 1,4-dioxane at a very low level in the well. But again, that was something that was not really made public to us.
Appreciate that. And you mentioned in your comments that we receive our water from that reservoir. Is that a correct statement?
Some of that water we do receive from.
Thank you.
Anybody else from the public like to be heard tonight? Seeing none?
Make a motion, we close.
Need a second?
Aye.
Commissioner
Second.
Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Rogers?
Aye.
Commissioner Evans? Mayor Scarpelli?
Aye.
And the time is now 7:41.
All right, everybody.